Adam Collins and Michael Vaughan. It's Crick Buzz Centre Stage. It's been one of those days here at your old home ground of Headingley, Michael. It was swirling with the breeze. It was cold. It was raining. They went off for bad light. Jofra Archer took 6 for his first 5-wicket haul in Test cricket. Australia are all out for 179. Half centuries to David Warner and Marnus Labuschagne, who for the briefest moment made it look like Joe Root might have made a bad decision, but he didn't. They got the job done, England.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in that position myself as a captain where you win the toss, you bowl. All of a sudden the bowlers aren't quite bowling as you would like. All of a sudden a partnership gets created, the ball starts travelling to all parts, the scoreboard keeps reading, goes, oh, there's another 10, there's another 20. And England at one stage just looked like, I wouldn't say the wheels were off, but you could see there was a 2-run to Jofra Archer down at fine leg. Labuschagne just knocked it down there. Chris Stokes went, come on. And it was that moment I felt that England realised that at that stage of about 120 for 2, the Ashes were on the way back to Australia. You know, England had to win that last session. There was 20 odd overs left, and all of a sudden Jofra Archer, he produces that peach to David Warner, and he just got on that roll. Then Stuart Broad produced magic against Travis Head. Wade, I guess, a little bit unfortunate, and then it just started to all roll England's way. And I've been in that position as a captain where midway through the day you're thinking, oh no, what have I done? Midway through the day you're going, my job's on the line. This is not looking good. We're 1-0 down in the Ashes series. David Warner's crashing it to all parts. He's not been playing well, and now he is. Steve Smith's not in the team. We have to win this week. And then wickets start to tumble. For him to be in that dressing room now with his team bowling the opposition out for 179, knowing that he rises tomorrow to bat, I guess the conditions might be a little bit gloomy, but I can't see how it's going to be like this tomorrow. I mean, the lights have been on all day. It's been perfect conditions for bowling. England bowled okay. I don't think they bowled great. That's my honest assessment. I thought they could have bowled a bit straighter, a bit fuller. But to bowl the opposing team out for 179, for Australia to lose 8 wickets in a session for 43, you don't win many test matches batting like that.
8 for 43, of course, what Bob Willis took from this end in 1981 in that very, very famous test match.
Down the hill.
Down the hill indeed, from the Kirkstall Lane end, of course, this hill, which isn't quite a hill anymore, but Stuart Broad did get the ball to hoop around early. Let's start with him. I know Archer took the wickets, but the way Broad got the ball moving around to set the tone, didn't it? Especially with Warner, who played and missed 11 times in his first 27 balls. But my way of looking at it, I wonder if you agree, is that at least Warner was playing down the line rather than following it with his gloves.
Yeah, I mean, I think Warner produced a different approach today. I think you're right. If you go to Edgbaston and if you go to Lords, he was kind of playing out away from his body. It looks like his hands were in tighter. And he was saying to Stuart Broad, look, I know I'm going to play and miss in these conditions. You're going to get the ball beating the outside edge. But if I'm tight here and play it late, there's a better chance that I'm going to miss it. You know, I'm not going to throw my hands towards the ball, and that's what he didn't do. He then got into his stride. David Warner in his stride, when he suddenly starts pumping those drives, like on the run, and he starts running between the wicket. And I think that's the real key for David Warner when he bats, is that calling. You know, the loud calling that he produces, and the sprinting for a single, trying to force a 1 into 2, and that cut over backward point. You know Warner's going when that was the case. And England didn't bowl great, you know, in that mid-afternoon session. On and off, it's never easy for either team. You know, they all talk about, you know, it's hard for the batting unit to find rhythm, but it's hard for the bowling unit as well when they look into the sky. There's a bit of drizzle around, and I think that affected England somewhat. Woakes and Stokes didn't bowl with any kind of consistency today. They didn't quite get the lines and the lengths right. David Warner, Stuart Broad, you know, there's many great battles. Steve Smith will be back next week. That Jofra Archer battle is going to be terrific, but Broad versus Warner, you can see it's such a key technical battle, because you've got Stuart Broad, the old statesman, kind of going, right, I'm just going to probe away outside off, tickle it away from him. David Warner's going, come on, I want to smash it, I'm going to try and crash it, but he can't, because he's got to play technically, because there's no Steve Smith. You know, the mentality of what's out there in the middle is it's terrific. It's Test match cricket. It's the best format.
And Jofra Archer got the ball rolling with a lovely piece of bowling to Marcus Harris, who we didn't expect to be in the side when we got here this morning. We thought Cameron Bancroft would play. Harris came in. He was the first casualty of Archer, but he did what he didn't really do last week, Michael, which was finish Australia off. He went through that lower order. He's too quick, but more importantly, he's just too accurate. He's too skillful. Yeah,
he's too good, and I think if you study the way that he bowled today, he bowled within himself, because I think he thought the conditions didn't require him to bowl at 96 miles an hour. You know, today was a day where he thought, I'll just try and put it around there, around 85, 87 miles an hour. He cranked it up for a few, but I think we're seeing a bowler in his second game that already has got something magical. You know, this kid's got the great calmness. He just plays cricket as if it's just another day. I mean, he had a spell at mid-on when he had his sweater tied around his waist. You can't do that in Test match cricket. Well, Jofra Archer can. England have got one hell of a cricketer, and over the course of the next few years, you know, it's not going to be the last 6 for. He's going to get a 7 for. He's probably going to get an 8 for. if he doesn't get 400 Test wickets plus, well, he's had a bad injury, because I don't see anything that can go wrong. He may have a day or two where he's, maybe a bit stiff and a bit tired and it doesn't come out quite as nicely, but I can't see anything that goes wrong with that action. It's just poetry in motion.
The fact that he started practicing this morning bowling left arm spin to warm up.
Well,
this guy does.
Second innings, that's to come.
Yeah, he does whatever he wants. It is wonderful to watch. Last but not least, Marnus Labuschagne, you spoke glowingly of him last week at Lord's, backed it up with this second half century today. It was so gutsy that not a single person in their seat around this famous old ground was sitting down when he walked off. It was a standing ovation for a half century. They respected that.
Yeah, look, here at Headingley, they're no good cricket. They're patriotic, they want England to win, and they'll chant and they'll cheer, but they understand good cricket, and they also understood today that it wasn't easy for batting. Not only like Yorkshire members, they watch county cricket, they watch Yorkshire cricket over the years at this great venue, and they know when it's a tough day for batting. They have ultimate respect for a batsman that shows good technique, good discipline, plays the game the right way. And Marnus Labuschagne, to me, just looks like that kind of cricketer that you just want in your team. And over the course of 2 innings, he's basically said to Justin Langer and co, I'm playing at Old Trafford, I'm playing at the Oval. You know what, when we go back down under, I'm in for that series as well, because he looks like he's got a technique. No surprise when you look at his record at Glamorgan this year. He's got 5 first-class centuries, so he's in great form. But with that method and that style of play, he's going to be around Test match cricket for many years.
The one thing that could shake the game up tomorrow, James Pattinson, Josh Hazlewood, Patrick Cummins, and England's equally fragile top order.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you don't judge a pitch, and I guess 179, it can't be a par score. It never is in Test match cricket, but what Australia have to think in their minds is we want to get the bat back in hand tomorrow. If England bat the full day tomorrow, I think they'll be game done and dusted. Australia, if they bowl England out for 250, 280, something like that, and only have a 100-run deficit, what was it at Edgbaston, 90-odd?
Yep.
Game will still be on, because when the sun starts to shine on Saturday, a score will be available out there. But tomorrow's the day that Australia clearly have to come out and bowl with skill, with discipline, get the ball moving around, and if they do so, I'm sure they'll create opportunities. But when you bowl a team out for 179 and you're out of the Test match at 136 for 2, that's a boost for the England team.
Despite all the rain, all the bad light, all the overs we lost, it was fascinating here at Headingley today. It was always going to be. Cricket Buzz Centre Stage, Adam Collins, Michael Vaughan. We'll do it all again tomorrow.